to others and speak to them quietly and tell them and share with them your battlefield experience. And they will then on their own go and join the battle for liberating the Holy Land. That is backbones made out of steel. But let us now return to the Muslim village. And let us return to food. It is not by accident that food is being corrupted. It is not by accident that food is being genetically modified and then patented, so that this seed now belongs to the patent holder. And you got to pay. You got to pay if you want to plant this seed. It is part and parcel of a process of taking control of food. And that control is then used by Dajjal to rule the world. If we lose seeds as Allah created them, and the only seeds that now remain are the genetically modified seeds, then you're going to starve if you don't have the money to pay for the patent. Robert Mugabe understood that. That's why they're demonizing. There is a second dimension to the corruption of food that Imran Chowdhury was speaking about. And that is that if you corrupt food, there can be disastrous consequences for your immune system. If you corrupt food, and if you allow radiation to damage your male sperms, tomorrow you're going to have a world with only women in it. And the men are going to be less and less and less and less, until one man will have to maintain 50 women. But the Muslim village must be remotely located. The Muslim village must be small, not big. From the time you reach a certain size, build another village. A certain size, build another village. The multiplicity of villages in the remote countryside is the strategy with which to respond to Dajjal. The village must be established in accordance with the guidance of Islam, which has ordained that you must live as a unit, a unity community. You are ummatun wahida. We do not have the khilafah. We cannot restore authenticity to our collective life at the macro level. Not possible. Hizb ut-Tahrir thinks that it is possible. Go ahead, make the effort. We say it is not possible. If it is not possible to restore authenticity to our collective life at the macro level, why can't we do it at the micro level? So the Muslim village is a micro Darul Islam. And if it is a micro Darul Islam, it must be organized as one Jama'ah. It must have only one Amir. And there is a book there with that title, One Jama'ah, One Amir. So if we have a second Amir in this village, we're going to cut off his head. All right? There must only be one Jama'ah and only one Amir. There is no Islam without the Jama'ah. And therefore there is no Islam and no Jama'ah without as-sam'u wa ta'atu, listening and obeying. The whole Quran came down to Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam through Jibreel alayhi salam. The whole thing. Except two verses which were given to him when he traveled in the Isra and Mi'raj. They were revealed over there. And they're the last two verses of Surah Al-Baqarah. And in that passage, Allah says, آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته I'm forgetting it. Anyhow, in this passage, وَقَالُوا, Allah puts these words on the lips of the believers. وَقَالُوا لَا نُفَرِّقُ بَيْنَ أَحَدٍ مِّن رُسُلِهِ. We make no distinction between the prophets of Allah. لَا نُفَرِّقُ بَيْنَ أَحَدٍ مِّن رُسُلِهِ. وَقَالُوا, and they declare, this cannot be by accident, that this is revealed up there. And these words are put on our lips. وَقَالُوا سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا. We are a people who listen and who obey. Listen and obey who? يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. O you who have faith in Allah, أَطِيعُوا اللَّهِ. Obey Allah. So listening and obeying is first of all listening to Allah and obeying Allah. وَأَطِيعُوا الرَّسُولِ. And so listening and obeying is secondarily listening to Allah and obeying Allah. And then وَأُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنْكُمْ. And obey those in authority. Is that all? No. It's not those in authority. It's more than that. It says minkum. So the Security Council of the United Nations does not fit into this. And the government in Washington does not fit into this. وَأُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنْكُمْ. And obey those in authority from within your own ranks. Obedience of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam is obligatory only after obedience of Allah. And to the extent that obedience of the Prophet is not in conflict with obedience of Allah. And then obedience of the Amir comes after and is subsequent to obedience of Allah and His Prophet. So where does the Security Council of the UN fit into this? And where does state authority and submitting to the US government fall into this? Obedience of your Amir comes first, before that. And obedience of the Prophet comes before obedience of the Amir, and obedience of Allah comes first. And on Judgment Day, we will be questioned about this. Oh yes. So it's time for us to prepare for Judgment Day. In the Muslim village, we will therefore have one Jama'ah, and we'll have one Amir. And we'll have to obey that Amir, even if he be a black Abyssinian, with his hair like dried grapes, said the Prophet ﷺ in Khutbatul Wida, because the black man was enslaved, always enslaved. But when Bilal became a Muslim, Bilal became the one to call the people to prayer. And tomorrow Bilal would be the Amir. And when Bilal is the Amir, you must obey him. You must obey him. So when we have the Muslim village, it doesn't matter whether you are Pakistani, or whether you're Egyptian, or Saudi, or Trinidadian. Once you are the Amir, we must obey you. In the Muslim village, in order for the solidarity of the village to be maintained, in order for the unity of the village to be preserved, the Quran and the Sunnah must be the foundation of our collective life. And in order for the Quran and the